Yoast SEO is a savior if you need an all-in-one SEO tool. If you wonder about the question of what is Yoast SEO, then here we go! Yoast SEO sees itself as a comprehensive tool that works in the background and make your WordPress site better, not necessarily better for visitors, but search engines. After optimization, they can better understand your page, allowing for higher search rankings. It means more visitors to your site. To install Yoast SEO, log into the WordPress site's backend and click on Plugins in the menu. You will see the Add New button in the sub-menu. Select this option and search for Yoast SEO via the search bar. Find it and then click on Install Now. This way, you will integrate the plugin in WordPress and activate it. Congratulations! You just took the first step. If you click on the menu item SEO in the backend, you will find a selection of sub-items that allow you to configure Yoast SEO. These sub-items are General, Search Appearance, Social, and Tools. We start with the General tab. Under this tab, you will find the possibility to indicate whether your site belongs to a company or a person. You can also leave a note for Google in the source code. Google can use this information to display your website in search results better. If you are using Bing Webmaster Tools or the Google Search Console, we recommend entering the associated codes under the Webmaster Tools tab. It saves you from including it in the source code, and you will not have to worry about the corresponding lines being overwritten or deleted during the next update. It is sometimes tricky for search engines to find all the subpages that you have on your website. That's why site operators create an XML sitemap. It sees itself as a map that shows the location of everything. With XML sitemaps, you can define under General if you need to use the function and how many entries there should be per sitemap. The second sub-item is Search Appearance. Under this tab, you can edit your title and meta description. Before I introduce the settings of title and metas, I would like to explain the high value of these points to you. Let's give an example. Imagine a clothing store called Dopinger. In the meta title, you would find two most important products, then a description of the options, and finally the brand. Then there would be a tempting meta description where they would refer to themselves as one of the top 1,500 brands and also the fact that they have free shipping. And if that's not enough, you can read about a vast selection of shoes, fashion, bags, and sports. While you are writing your title, you can use Title Separator under the Search Appearance menu under General. Yoast SEO differentiates between more than 10 characters, which you can use to separate. Just try out a few variations. The symbol you selected is to separate the article or a page name from the blog name. Under the home page, you can define not only the page title, but also the meta description. While you only define the meta information on the home page, it becomes somewhat more extensive under content types. For a more sincere explanation, I'm gonna show all elements of the page and recommend the right attitude. You can tell search engines to ignore pages. This can be useful for pages with short or outdated content. With this setting, you can tell Yoast SEO to give search engines the command to ignore all posts. So, we should choose yes for now. With blog articles, the date of the post can appear at the beginning of the meta description. This makes sense for time-critical contributions. If you have timeless posts, you should hide the date. The Yoast SEO meta box is displayed under posts and gives you a preview of how the post will appear in search results. Here, you can also directly adapt and optimize metadata. So, we should choose Show. Now switch to the Taxonomies tab. Here you will find similar settings as under item types. For categories and keywords, I recommend leaving the meta robots and the Yoast meta box activated. So, yes and show. Archives are the areas that exist for author contribution pages and months. The author pages can be activated and remain on the index. However, this only applies if there are several authors on the page. If this is not not the case, the author archive uses no index. I recommend that you also set the date-based archives to no index. However, they can remain activated. Now the third sub-item is social. Search engines like it if they can show connections between websites and associated social networks. This way, visitors can not only quickly read articles about your company, but also see with a few clicks which YouTube channel or which Facebook page belongs to it. Under Accounts, you will find a list of all possible connections to social networks. Search for your URLs and enter them in the appropriate file. If your WordPress page shares a URL on Facebook, you can create an appealing preview picture with the title and a suitable description under the corresponding tab. Then you can use these values for the homepage and subpages. Also, Twitter, Pinterest, and Google Plus tabs allow the creation of associated connections for the networks. Check them out when you're active in the systems. Otherwise, you can safely ignore them. And the final sub-item is tools. Yoast SEO offers its users several practical tools. Let's take a closer look at them. The first one is the Import and Export tool. With Import and Export, Yoast SEO allows settings from other sites to be adopted or passed on. It makes sense if you move a website and set up new plugins. If you don't want to take the settings with you via database move, you can do this with the Import and Export function. The second tool is the File Editor. The File Editor is the editor for the robots.txt and the htaccess file. We can use the robots.txt to block directories or deny access to individual bots. The htaccess file allows you to set up a wide variety of redirects. After a domain move, you can use the file to set the place for redirection of visitors who still call up the old URL. If you have an SSL certificate, you can also use it to forward all HTTP requests. And the final tool is the bulk editor. With the bulk editor, it is possible to list all articles and pages, then directly adapt the meta title and meta description. Alright, that's it for Yoast SEO today. If you liked this video or learned anything, please leave a comment and hit the subscribe button. If you need more information about this content, you can check out the description box and go to dopinger.com. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.